Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with some more Sir Bryan Kohberger. Now, we haven't heard about this guy's name in a while, but he is resurfacing because his trial is set to start on October 2nd. They finally set a date for this guy. They said it should take about 4 to 6 weeks, and hopefully this thing is televised, but by the looks of it, it will be. Now, some of the little facts that we should know before watching this video, he comes in and pretty much goes on and says not guilty. So therefore, he didn't take any plea deal, nothing like that. Well, I mean, he pled not guilty, so he has to go to trial. So any, penalty for, murder, killing all those girls, all those people will be imposed if he's found guilty. So he's doing the all or nothing move right here. So let's see how the arraignment goes for Mr. Kohberger. One thing I want to point out, he walks out so awkwardly, bro. Like, he walks out like he's a robot, like, Like, my boy is out here. He must be nervous, or I don't know why, but he's just an awkward individual, bro.
All rise. Thank you very much. Please be seated. Good morning, everybody.
Now we have a really stark contrast between him and Darrell Brooks. Like, Darrell Brooks is a complete asshole, out of control in court. Mr. Kohberger seems more together, respectful, prompt to, listen to the judge. But that's because I feel like he also is a lot younger and, had goals. Somehow destroyed that.
Briefly cover your rights, the charges against you, and the maximum penalties if you are found guilty or if you plead guilty. So I'm going to start with the rights.
All right, so he's giving him his rights, and he's basically, like I said, if you're found guilty, if you put in a not guilty if you put in a not guilty plea, and then you're found guilty later on, all like the rule book, the law book will just dictate everything that you deserve. And if you take a plea, you have a bit more wiggle room. You might have a little deal that the DA makes for you. Not in this case. He's going all or nothing. So the judge is like, are you sure you want to make this not guilty plea? Let's go.
You have a constitutional right to have an attorney represent you throughout these proceedings. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, then one is appointed at public expense.
And it's ironic that his lawyer is a woman, after he killed all these people, all these girls, he's like, oh yeah, now come defend me, please. I need help.
Ms. Taylor and her team have already been appointed, so that's taken care of. You have a right to a speedy and public jury trial where the state would be required to prove every element of each charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt. At that trial, you would have the right to cross-examine the witnesses called against you. That means to see, hear, and question them.
Basically all the rules. The prosecutors have to prove everything. You just have to defend that and make it not beyond a reasonable doubt. But all the evidence in this case, I believe that they're going to show is going to make it super easy. We don't really know all the evidence yet, but when they start to release stuff, it's going to be crazy.
In order to exercise that right, you need to file a notice of appeal within 42 days of that final decision, or that right is waived. Also, if you are not a United States citizen, any finding of guilt in this state could have adverse consequences to your legal status. Do you understand these rights?
Yes.
Any questions about the rights?
No.
All right.
One thing I'll say, he seems to be in good spirits. And the other thing, he doesn't seem crazy or narcissistic like all the other people we've seen. It's a weird thing. I think we'll figure it out later. He does give me stalker vibes with those eyes that he has, but I don't know. So far, he looks like a regular guy. That's how they get you.
So let's go to the indictment. Do you have a copy of the indictment in front of you?
Yes.
Thank you. And you see in the heading your name there. Is that your correctly spelled complete name?
Yes, it is.
Is that the correct birth date underneath your name?
Yes.
Are those the correct last four digits of your social security number?
Yes.
Thank you.
This is pretty much the most talking we've heard from Kohberger in a while. People always post these videos, new Kohberger, and it's just people talking, but this is the actual footage of Kohberger as recently, I believe, as we've seen so far. Now, like I said, he does seem to be in good spirits, you know. Everybody says he was that one student that asked a lot of questions. So, like, he feels like he's a criminology expert. I'm sure he feels like he can get out of this somehow. He always greets his lawyer with a big smile. It's kind of creepy. If you guys notice, go back and watch Kohberger videos. Every time he sees his lawyer, it's a big smile. Like, this isn't some type of crazy case you're getting charged for. But anyway, stalking women, going inside their houses. Like, what's going on, bro?
All right, I'm going to read you the charges on the indictment, starting with count 1, burglary.
Burglary.
This alleges that you, on or about November 13, 2022, in Latah County, state of Idaho, did unlawfully enter a residence located at 1122 King Road, Moscow, with the intent to commit the felony crime of murder.
I didn't know burglary. I didn't know that was just breaking into someone's house. I thought you had to steal shit too. That's crazy. Okay. Teach me some, Judge.
Count 2, murder in the first degree.
So burglary, murder.
This alleges that you, on or about November 13, 20...
Look at his jawline, folks. He's tightening up. He's biting on that jaw. Nervous than a motherfucker. Just look how he's looking at the judge. If you see that side angle, that facial expression right there is some scary. I wouldn't want to see him late at night just looking at me with that face.
2022 in Latah County, state of Idaho, did willfully, unlawfully, deliberately, with premeditation and with malice aforethought, kill and murder Madison Mogan, a human being, by stabbing Madison Mogan, from which she died. Count 3, murder in the first degree, a felony under Idaho Code Section 18.
Now I know this has to be hard for him, especially if you're not just a complete psychopath. You say you have some stalker issues and she hurt your pride somehow, and you just went off and just started stabbing everybody, right? That's like the heat of passion, right? The heat of the moment. Are you a psychopath? Maybe not, but are you just a creepy, weird guy who just murdered a bunch of people? Yes. But all I'm trying to say with that is, as a regular person who actually feels empathy and feels like, you know, the normal emotions that everybody else does, he must be shitting his pants right now. Every time they say murder of the first degree, because there's multiple people, right? So he's going to list it one after the other. And he's hearing like, damn, I'm just sinking into this sinkhole, going deeper and deeper. That's all. That's what I would be thinking.
This alleges that you, on or about November 13, 2022, in Latah County, state of Idaho, did willfully, unlawfully, deliberately, with premeditation and with malice aforethought, kill and murder Kayla Gonzalez.
Kayla, the other one.
Stabbing Kayla Gonzalez, from which she died. Count 4, murder in the first degree.
Man, mark it down in your calendars, people. October 2nd, it's going to be a wild ride. We're going to cover every inch of this trial because, honestly, I don't know what happened. And I don't even know if the prosecutors know the full picture. They know he killed people. They know it was him that did it. But I don't know if they really know the full picture of why. Was he just a creep stalker? Like, drop down in the comments you guys' theories. But, I mean, I feel like there's a lot more to this story than the public knows about so far.
That you, on or about November 13, 2022, in Latah County, state of Idaho, did willfully, unlawfully, deliberately, with premeditation and with malice aforethought, kill and murder Zaina Kernodal. Excuse me. This is hard. I'm sorry. Zaina Kernodal, a human being, by stabbing Zaina Kernodal, from which she died. Count 5.
I hope when he said this is hard, he didn't mean the name was hard and it was just hard to get through. Like, you better figure that name out, Judge. Come on now.
Murder in the first degree. This alleges that you, on or about November 13, 2022, in Latah County, state of Idaho, did willfully, unlawfully, deliberately, with premeditation, and with malice aforethought, kill and murder Ethan Chapin, a human being, by stabbing Ethan Chapin, from which he died.
Yeah, he killed Ethan too. So unlike Daryl Brooks, he wasn't scared of no man. He was out here for blood. He was out here for blood. Like, imagine that scene, though. One guy with a knife. I can't imagine I'm going to go out like that. But you never know, man. You never know. That's why you keep the strap in the house, especially in some crazy atmosphere with crazy people coming inside of the house, in and out of the house. Nah. Keep the gun close by.
16, 2023, by the presiding grand jury. So now I'm going to go to the maximum penalties of each.
Okay, so my boy, he racked up what? 5 charges, burglary and five killings. You know, crazy. Just that quick, one day, boom. Now those 5 charges, and there's some people who have 30-some charges and whatnot, but trust me, those 5 charges are heavy. We're gonna see the max penalty right now. Let's see what's going on with that.
Charge, starting with count 1, burglary, minimum 1 year, up to 10 years in imprisonment, fine of up to $50,000, or both fine and imprisonment, restitution for the victim's economic losses resulting from the crime.
1 to 10 years.
2, 3, 4, and 5, murder.
I'm glad he didn't say one at a time like the last time. So burglary, if he gets caught, it's all good. 1 to 10 years. What are you getting, like 2 years? But if you get caught on burglary, you know the rest is just linked up to it, so you're fucked either way. So now let's see what the murders are worth.
In the first degree, maximum penalties, life in prison, or the death penalty. Fine of up to $50,000, or both fine and life in prison or the death penalty. Restitution for the victim's economic losses resulting from the crime. Also, additional fine of up to $5,000.
What do the fines matter if you're in jail for life? So he was like life in prison plus a $50,000 fine. Bruh, what does that matter? Nah, but now that I think about it, you work in jail. You get money in jail. All that money is going on restitutions. $50K for the rest of your life. You know you're not making more than $50K in jail forever. I don't care how much you work in jail. You're not getting $50K, so that's forever money.
Paid directly to the victim's families.
Think about this, Brian. I mean, he must be thinking like, damn, I should have took that 20-year plea, huh? Now you're facing life plus 50,000. Don't even think about the 50,000. Think about the life. He should have took some sort of a plea, but at the same time, I am glad he didn't, because they're going to ring this guy out and everybody's going to watch it. This will be an example that when you go to college and girls say no, it really means no. Don't stalk me. There's so many women. There's so many fishes in the sea, guys. They're everywhere. They're literally everywhere. They outnumber men, right? Move on. Find another fishy. You'll like the other fishy. Trust me. You don't have to go and fillet the other one.
Guilty on each charge, and the maximum sentences are imposed consecutively. That means one right after the other. You could be facing 10 years in prison, followed by 4 consecutive life sentences or death penalty. Fines of up to $200,000.
Oh my God. So if he serves them if he serves them all, it's going to be 4 consecutive life sentences or death. Just, or we might just kill you. And up to $200,000, bro. It's over for you, bro. You better pray to the gods, whatever God you have, that something happens, because, man, not looking good. 4 life sentences or death. I would just say kill me. I'm not trying to. Get me out of here, man. Get me out of here. I'm not trying to do that shit. Let's go. Checking out. I'm good.
And $20,000 to be paid directly to the families with any restitution resulting from the crimes.
These might be the most serious charges we've done on the channel so far. I cannot wait till this thing goes live and they really get this guy. But 4 life sentences or the, you know, the delete button penalty, that's pretty serious. Even Murdaugh, I don't think Murdaugh even got that much. Crazy.
Okay. Mr. Kohberger, do you understand the charge in count 1, burglary?
Yes.
Do you understand the maximum penalty?
Yes.
Do you understand the charge in count 2, murder in the first degree?
Yes.
No trembling in the voice, no wavering. My boy's ready to go to trial. The criminology expert, y'all. The criminology expert in the building. Yes, he is prepared. You better hope your lawyer's prepared. And you better hope you have one hell of a sweet alibi. And I don't think he has one. Honestly, I don't know what the defense is, but I'm excited to see what the defense's standpoint is. And the closer we get to trial, the more trickles of information we're going to get. But this is the biggest development so far.
Do you understand the maximum penalty?
Yes.
Do you understand the charge in count 3, murder in the first degree?
Yes.
Do you understand the maximum penalty?
Yes.
Do you understand the charge in count 4, murder in the first degree?
Yes.
Do you understand the maximum penalty?
Yes.
Do you understand the charge in count 5, murder in
Yes.
the first degree? Do you understand the maximum penalty?
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Taylor, is Mr. Kohberger prepared to plead to these charges?
Your Honor, we will be standing silent.
Okay, because Mr. Kohberger is standing silent, I'm going to enter not guilty pleas on each charge. Counts 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Now, this is why I put silent plea. The guy didn't even get up and say not guilty. I don't know why. I don't know what type of strategy this is. I'm sure the defense told him to do that. But he entered a silent plea. Basically defaulted to not guilty because he did not speak. Now, I really don't know what this key little detail means, right? I do think they're going to try something with that. But, yeah, you know, didn't get up, didn't say not guilty or plead guilty, you know. Didn't take any deals. I don't think there was any deals to take, to be honest. There's one suspect, you know, who you going to snitch on, to be honest? Like, who are you snitching on, you know? Yourself? The ghost that made you do it, you know? But yeah, you know, he's locked in, coherent, right there, said yes to every charge. He understands, and we'll go for trial October 2nd.
Now, at this juncture, the state has 60 days to give notice of intention to seek the death penalty. And Mr. Kohberger has a constitutional and statutory right to a speedy trial. So let's start with you, Ms. Taylor, and then Mr. Thompson to discuss some scheduling.
All right, so they discussed logistics and all that, but that was basically the Kohberger start. You know what I mean? The start of a saga of his, you know, criminal fight, you know, fighting from behind bars. And it's going to be, I don't even think it's going to be a tough one. I think he's just going to lose this fight horribly, and the sentencing will be, when was the last penalty, you know, the last deletion given? I don't really remember, but he'll be recent if they get that death penalty off on him. I know they want YNW Melly. He's another person who they're seeking that penalty for as well. So, you know, if it happens to him and he's found guilty, man, there's nothing really to say, you know. Tell me what you guys think in the comments about the Kohberger case. Until the next one, y'all, stay inside, stay safe, lock your doors. You guys be going home, and you guys don't be locking your doors, man. Lock your doors, buy a Ring camera, put it on your phone, all that shit, you know. Be safe out there, y'all. Peace.